This is a new era, bringing it all together. Getting your right mind, we grind, we do it forever. That's the only mission. Elevated thinking, it's a vision. Yeah, I'ma keep moving if this don't hit. You can't stop me when I hop aboard the spaceship. Sit and watch as I make shit. I am not a human, I'm a living constellation.
I just want to be able to maneuver. I want to be able to thrive off of my businesses.
Dude,
and just like leave me alone.
Lifestyle. I don't need millions of dollars.
Yeah,
just give me what I'm making
alone.
right now at my 9 to 5, and I'll be fucking happy.
Yeah,
bro.
like if I can make the same.
Yeah, exactly. If I can make the same and continue to live my lifestyle,
I'm
the
chilling.
way I live my lifestyle,
I'm chilling.
I'm chilling, bro.
I'm chilling.
I'm gravy, dude.
Yeah,
I'm good. Good.
I am.
I don't need millions. Millions would be nice, but I don't want.
I mean, of course, it'd be
Living
nice.
a nice, lavish life.
Yeah.
Would be nice. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's not why I'm doing it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm literally because this is my passion. This is what I want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. No, I'm with you on that. I'd rather just give me the same, man. That's all I want.
That's it. I don't want more. Just samesies.
Samesies, exactly.
Samesies.
I mean, maybe a little more. Yeah, and a little more would be nice. You
Right.
know what I'm saying, dude? Like,
Right. But it doesn't have to be max.
Instead of
max
$1,100
contract.
take home a week, like give me like $2,000 a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
Just
max.
A little more.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be max contract. Just give me like
just
you
a
know,
little
a
more.
little basic.
$2 a week. That's nothing, bro. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's a piece of cake.
I work 9,000 hours to get that $2,000 if I have.
The facts.
I don't think that's feasibly possible.
Listen, I'm just saying, dude. I'd rather work 90 hours a week and make $50,000 a year for myself than work 40 hours a week and make $100,000 for someone else.
Yeah, for someone else too.
Yeah, exactly for someone else.
True.
Too.
So, what up, Cam?
This guy.
Oh, dude, I thought I got rid of somebody who says that all the time, and then you walked in the door.
Could be worse. He could have told you a chicken's ass when it's eaten.
I could have. Not really.
But yeah, man, what's up?
Nothing much.
It's been some time.
It has.
You've gotten some hate. Did you tell him about that?
Nah, I never told him about
Oh, so
What?
I just dropped the ball.
What did I do?
Go ahead.
I just dropped the ball on it.
Talk about it. Go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah,
That's
go ahead.
fine.
Talk about it.
Oh man, Cam
fine,
got
that's fine.
hate. Cam got hate on social media. This is an exclusive
Well,
moment
what were
right
they
here.
do? Trying to cancel a 14-year-old?
No, literally they were. They were literally trying to cancel you. From your podcast.
Oh.
The podcast episode that you guys were on together.
Okay, I see how that could be controversial in multiple topics.
No,
I wasn't trying to be rude about it. I was just simply
you weren't
saying
rude
it.
at all. That's the problem. You weren't rude at all.
And what was
People
that,
are
like
just
episode 58 or whatever?
yeah, something crazy like that. I use this loosely, long lost episode in the archives.
Yeah,
True.
That somebody was like, "Meh, this bothers me. I'm gonna go use my Twitter fingers." But yeah, so you got some hate, man. It was basically Instagram wasn't so bad. It was TikTok that was really.
Bro, Instagram shit did good. I got like fucking 30,000 views.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, yo, you blew up on TikTok. Well, for us, you blew up on TikTok.
Let's go.
I mean, Instagram.
See, my dad tells me I'm probably more famous than him. I get.
Bro, it's. I know it wasn't.
He's like, I'm gonna. He's like, come on, come here. Or that one.
We'll go
So you're at least on camera.
Oh, that way.
All right. Bro, I'm not lying, dude. I can spend hours, dude, editing
God.
photos, reels, whatever.
dude.
Don't get me wrong. I don't do this shit for the likes, so like it doesn't
Yeah,
bother me.
yeah.
I'll get my 20, 30, or whatever. I post something, anything about this kid. It's like 100.
Yeah, I
Like,
get that.
A quick fucking 100 too,
Yeah.
bro. Like, yo, you really? So
Yo.
I always joke with them, like, yo,
no
you're
caption,
more-
no
yeah,
hashtags,
no,
nothing. Just proud dad.
nothing.
Just literally just proud dad moment, heart, and then it's like 400. You're like, dude,
Bro.
what the heck?
Bro.
I spent hours working on this. I take one picture with my kid.
Spend a good hour, okay, editing a reel. Yeah, this looks good. Post it, get 200 views. I'm like, yeah. I literally take a 15-second clip of him walking up, receiving his diploma, and walking back to a receipt. 1,300 views in like 5 minutes, bro.
Yeah, I
Like, you
believe it.
serious right now?
Yeah.
Again, no hashtags, no nothing. Just
Right.
proud dad moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So TikTok, it was the clip we put up where you had mentioned that men have it harder because they're
it's
told
that.
to suck it up, and that it's more difficult for men, in those situations, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, people took to the waves of many comments on actually Instagram had a decent amount of comments too, but people did not like that statement. And I'm like, in my head, you have to read the situation. We were talking, we've had this conversation many times, but obviously this is new for you.
Yeah.
We were talking about men's mental health.
Yeah.
Not once in that entire podcast did we ever negate the female perspective.
True.
And many of the people that commented on that post, I said, who were female, some were male, but the females that did comment, I said, I would love to have you on the podcast. I would love for you to come on and share your perspective. Dead silent. No comments.
Yeah, well, it's like, when people try to cancel people, it's not because, they say something that they don't like, but they say it, but they have nothing behind it. Like, they would have probably, if they actually truly wanted to, they would have probably accepted it. Your invitation, say, hey, come, you can come on, you know what I mean? But they don't. It's because they have nothing else to back it. You know what I mean? They just have words that they want to say because they hear something that they're not like. I watched this guy, right? His name is Pat God. He packs people, quote, which is just he roasts them, and he says things, but one of his friends, he was actually said something about some dude, right? Made a video about him, laughing at him, and on YouTube, and the guy copyrighted it, or so he got a strike, and it's like. But then when they got on call, the guy had nothing to say for it, other than, you hurt my feelings so I can do this. And it's like, that's not how that works.
Right. That's what I feel like they're doing with my stuff. I don't know why. Not that I'm anybody important, but I have not bothered anybody, but that's neither here nor there. It's whatever. We'll just wait for the forthcoming days, whatever. But yeah, so you have boosted our algorithm by making some comments and getting some hate, but they tried to cancel us too, just as a pod.
Yeah,
in our free speech.
They've tried a couple times.
They've tried a couple times, but
we're still here.
105 suckers. That's how we do it. No, it's really all love. I know we just spoke a bunch of hate.
I know, right?
But no, I say that to say it really is all love. We are just here to support other people. We want to have all different perspectives. That's why we have men. That's why we have women. That's why we have older people. That's why we have teens, come on the podcast, because we can only see through the lens that we have, and we need more people to come on to share different perspectives.
True.
Because it's valuable and important. So, it is what it is. But again, I encourage anybody who wants to come on to just chat. You don't have to be a creative, or in the music industry, whatever. Come through. Let's just sit, chat, and talk just like we're doing right now. It's no biggie. Graduated 8th grade, man. You're done. Off to high school.
Well, instead of 8 more years, it's only 6 more years, so.
Listen.
I'll take it.
School is a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, if you can cut it short, but you're cutting it short, but you're still getting the education that you need.
Exactly. I'm not
right.
I'm not only getting an associate's degree.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with people that have an associate's degree.
Yeah, no, there's something wrong. It's perfectly fine.
You just there's people that try to cut corners and then just try to finish and be done and learn nothing, but you're still getting everything that's in there. So this guy is super smart over here, is going to be done high school with an associate's already taking on the world before he even gets to college.
And like as I was saying earlier, that like it's more or less like a school. I feel like it's not like a school. It's more so of like a college integrated school. That's what I would call it. I wouldn't call it high school. I'd call it college integrated school. The reason I say that is because if the school is closed, then my school is closed.
Yeah.
So it's like it runs off the time of the like college and stuff, but
Right.
But for the first 2 years, you just stick in a little blob, and then you move off into your own things, which I find actually kind of cool. Which I'm not sure yet. I'll have to get there when I get there. But I don't know if I'll be taking like classes with actually college students or like just like my school. But I don't think that would make any sense since there's only like 2 classes that I get to actually do that.
Yeah, and if the school is structured in that way where you're able to do that, obviously I'm sure you're not the only one in your grade that is doing that. So they probably have it structured where you'll kind of learn with your peers versus stepping in a classroom with a bunch of college kids. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the school.
It's actually, we'll get there when we get there, as my dad likes to say. But, so, and it's like, it's more or less like the school is based on like engineering.
Okay.
Which I do want to do. I started to like dabble in like game development and stuff like that. It's fun. Very nice. It's just as of now, like I can't really do it because I'm like what I have.
Yeah.
So that's kind of to be put off for a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, like I also would settle for like drawing and stuff because like in art stuff because I'm good at that in my opinion at least.
Right. It's funny you said that about gaming. I was talking to somebody last week. So I was at a Boys and Girls Club conference last week with teens. And we were talking about just careers and stuff and things that they want to do. And one of them mentioned engineering. And one of the other advisors said, if you're going to do engineering, and take this with a grain of salt, he said, if you're doing engineering, try to keep it a broad thing. Meaning if you can, try not to dial into one thing too specific. And this way you still stay under that umbrella of engineering, but you're able to kind of pick. Whereas if you kind of solidify it and then it's like it doesn't work out, then you're like, okay, I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Yeah. So it's like at least if you have that kind of broad spectrum, and then do what you want to do.
Yeah, I know.
But he brought up a good point of just kind of keeping it broad in this way. If like that doesn't work, at least you can still apply it in another area, still doing engineering, but putting it into another thing. And
that's like the great thing about engineering is that like if you want to become a mechanical engineer per se, there's like different options that you can pick from just a mechanical engineer. There's even just being like a software engineer. You have game design, you have like different things, you know what I mean? So it's like more or less it's like engineering, I feel like it's one of those like things. So like I'm not saying not like all fields would offer like different things, like or like more so like subcategories of subcategories, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So like engineering as a whole, then software engineering, then game and whatever, you know what I mean. So it's like more or less if like I wouldn't like dive down to specifics, but like I know one of my friends, he says he wants to be a software engineer. Well, he can take that multiple ways.
Right. There's plenty of platforms that you can dive into and, kind of dabble around. Like I did marketing, business and marketing. So, you could tailor that to anything. You can market anything. Yeah. If you really wanted to. You can market a pair of shoes, you can market whatever. So, yeah, it was just a good idea of just keeping it broad in this way. It just keeps your options open a little bit. I mean, I hope you get to do gaming. It's still a really cool thing, and obviously, it's still a popular thing that people do. And what kind of games would you want to?
More or less, like I've always liked the style of indie games. Okay. And I feel like it's like especially like Call of Duty, they have like hundreds of people working on a single like game.
Yeah.
Which is like wild to think about, like how 100 people can come together just to make one product.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like with the indie games, it's like maximum of like 10 people from what I've seen at least.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not like totally big, you know what I mean? Like massive, like Call of Duty and Activision and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's like one of those things that's like I'd rather support people who probably would need. I'm not saying that
Support the
money more.
support the independent artists.
Exactly,
right?
because
Yeah.
it's not because if you buy an Activision game, realistically, yeah, people are going to be paying the same. But like, if a company sells 3 million copies of a game for $70,
Yeah.
you know, realistically, they're only putting it into paying their people, making more like better games, funding that stuff, and paying themselves and sending things out to companies. So like realistically, I rather give money to people who can use it to make more better games or even add on to their previous game and make it more how do I don't know the wording for it, but it's like more like make it better.
Yeah, just improving
Yeah.
on the one prior, and it's less people
Yeah.
that you have to divide it
Exactly.
between, versus a major company like you said, like 100 people you got to divide it between.
Mm-hmm.
Your share is going to be a lot smaller than the 10 people selling the same thing. So, and that's like we say all the time, you know, support the indie, support the local artist, the person that's trying to do it, because you know the corporations have done it, they do it well. So you know, what's the harm in trying to help somebody else?
Yeah.
You know, get to that point, but keeping it small too. You know, like they can still be big, but still have a small sized company.
Yeah.
So that's what we need. I think again, people wait till somebody blows up before they really start to support.
Yeah.
And you could have been the factor that helped them to blow up.
Yeah. And like even if like you buy a game that's like $15 from a person, and you realize that not a lot of people play it, you know what I mean? Then you can actually like boost it, you know what I mean? Because like sometimes I do stream on Twitch every now and then. I don't really regularly do it because I've been focusing on other things as of now.
Right.
But it's like when I have 13 followers, but when I have 3 people in chat, it's like it just makes you feel like, all right, I've done something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of like contributes like the same feeling to like people who makes like small games and like or makes game by themselves. Because I know my friend, he's made 2 games by himself, which is like cool. You know what I mean? To say that my friend can make games. Obviously, he's not selling them, but still, it's something.
Yeah.
And to show that he actually can do what he would probably want to do.
Yeah. And I do like that too, of, you know, having 3 people in the chat, because you see celebrities that go live and obviously the chat is literally just like bam, 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 bam. But how many of those do they actually get to? How many do they actually respond? So are you know, the fans, the people that are commenting in aren't really getting recognized the way that they hoped that they would. And obviously the artist is going into it like, oh, I'm just going to try to, you know, get what I can. Meanwhile, the fan is trying to be like, I hope Chris Brown sees my comment that I love him and I want his kids, type of thing, you know. But it that's where the challenge lies with, you know, those kind of comparisons. It's like I'd rather have 3 people and have a great conversation or talk about whatever it is that I'm doing or whatever they're doing. You know, we start talking about what I'm doing and then get into what they're doing. Like, cool. Like, that's way more valuable to me than maybe catching a couple things or whatever. I'd rather have that more intimate conversation.
Yeah. And even if it's, because it's like most of it, it's like two of my friends that are in there with me, and it's like,
But still,
because like I watch my stream. Obviously, it's a good thing to do just in case
Right.
something happens, whatever. But speaking about getting recognized and stuff, I actually did get recognized. That's the funny part. So I watched this guy. He's like ex-military stuff, and like he does live streams during the week. I wasn't at like my normal program that day because I was at like New York with my mom and stuff. So it's just more or less like getting recognized and like but like I feel like that's one thing that people don't do as much. Like if they're big, they don't really try to recognize people. You know what I mean? But if you say something and it catches his eye, he'll repeat it and say that's funny, or you know what I mean, which is it makes you feel good.
yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
like that's what like people like that's what they want. They want themselves to feel good about it. So it's like they try and try and try, and they spam, and then you know what I mean.
Right. Just hoping to get
And
something.
then annoys other people and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, that goes with a lot of different things. You try and you try and you try, and sometimes you don't get the recognition that you feel you deserve, you know, in that situation. And I think what a lot of people miss is that recognition doesn't define the hard work that you're putting in. It's, you just got to keep going and you just got to keep pushing forward. It really doesn't define you. And you just got to be kind of okay with that. Now, granted, it is good to hear that you're actually doing a good job from time to time, or getting that recognition, like, hey, like basically, hey, I see you.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. It isn't, I mean, maybe I'll speak for myself. It isn't so much a, hey, look at me. It's a, hey, I see you type of thing. And we can leave it at that. I don't need any more. I don't need you to go on for another 20 minutes of, you know, every great thing that I've done, or how much you appreciate it. Granted, again, I don't mind hearing it, but it's not what I need. Just say, hey, yeah, I see you type of deal.
All right.
And let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So no, I get you. I like I said, I would rather have 3 people than
100,000.
100,000
Trying
people
to,
that I
like-
miss. Trying to.
Trying to be like, I'm gonna get recognized by this dude. I can brag to my friends. When I got recognized, didn't say anything to other than I told my dad, my mom,
Yeah.
my grandparents, pretty much it. Like, you don't need to brag saying, oh, look at me, I got seen by this person. Because it's, yeah, you may know those people, but they don't know you.
Yeah. 100%.
It's like, they just thought that you said something that makes sense, or that's funny, or that they agree with, or they disagree with, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just like, they don't know you, you know them.
Yeah. I also don't view, just because I just had this kind of experience, I don't view the things, personally, I don't view the things that I do as like extraordinary things, as like people maybe make them out to be. For example, I got to speak on stage last week for an award, and you know, somebody came up, and I'm never good with good comments. Crispy knows that too. I'm never good with good comment.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
You know, somebody was like, one of the kids was like, "Oh, you did a really great job up there," and you know, and you can have some people that will, you know, really take that to the head, and then me, I'm just like, "Oh, thanks." Like, to me, like, it's nothing. You know, I understand the value of what I did, and you know, giving the award to that person, but you know, I don't know. I just felt it wasn't that big of a thing, I guess, in a way. Not to demoralize it, but
Yeah. But like when you like do something small and someone's like, you did such a good job, like, oh my god, whatever. It's like, thanks, you know what I mean? Kind of like how what is it? when I do stream on Twitch, I do hit something that's funny, or I do something off, like, before I even started to stream, I would hit random things. I would show my dad. You know what I mean? And it's more or less the fact that it's like, yeah, I did that, but, like, all right, let's move on. You know what I mean? It's not
let's
like,
keep it moving.
it's not something big. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things that you, like, all right, I did it once, like, probably do it again, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or, unlike, sometimes, like, one of those lifetime chances. Like, more or less of, like, I don't know. But, like, those one lifetime chances, I feel like those actually make me, like, and personally would make me feel like I accomplished something.
Mm-hmm.
And not just, like, a little quick thing that can be replicated.
Yeah. No, I had a... Because I've seen it from the other side, too. Because I'm that type of person. I'll pour into somebody, like, oh, man, like... It's almost like I overdo it sometimes. I don't intentionally do it, but I really want them to understand what they've done for me and what they do. Like, I just went through this kind of experience, and it was actually with a teen, and she just what she did was, like, very meaningful for me. And, like, for like 2 days, I was just like, listen, like, not in the same words, but just like, I don't think you really understand, like, what you did for me. Like, this is what, kind of just like going on and on. This is why, this, like, yada, yada, yada. And then I had to, like, take a step back and just like, dude, like, you've said enough, relax. I think she gets it, but I don't know. To me, it's, I mean, really, there's not enough words to describe what that meant. And I think I was trying to, but, so I've seen the other side of people kind of trying to pour into you, like, man, no, really, like, this is what you've done. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, thanks, you're welcome, I appreciate it, thank you, and you keep it moving. So I'm learning as we go.
I think we all learn as we go, because, like, no one ever knows a single thing, or, like,
no,
you know what I mean, like, yeah, that, but, like, the reason I say this, because no one can specifically say, I know this for a fact. Unless it's a God-given fact. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this ground I am touching with my foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, still. But it's, like, when people try to, like, what is it? When people try to argue you over something, and it's your opinion, which, like, I hate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, how are you gonna? Yeah, sure, but if you continue and go on, and I'm like, it's an opinion. You don't need to accept it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fact is, if you acknowledge opinion and you say cool, or you argue your side, but then you realize, all right, yeah, well, we're both equal. You know what I mean? We both make sense. We have our own opinions. You can't tell someone that they're wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So then I feel like that's kind of like how you learn. Like, through, it's like more or less like people, like, opinions, not just what you think.
Yeah, it's their perspective. It's what they've absorbed within themselves. It could be wrong, but I try to, or we should try to, just like you said, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I acknowledge the fact that you said something. I may not agree with it, but at least I'll give you enough due respect to acknowledge the fact that you said something.
Exactly.
Because then if you try to, especially with people that never back down, like it's just going to be a huge contest back and forth, and you're never going to get anywhere. And then you end up either like you end up more mad at each other, or you never find
an answer.
An answer. So it's it's one of those things, like when you have those conversations, if you're really going to dive into it, you have to have a common ground.
Exactly.
What is your common ground that you're standing on? Once you've defined that, then you can start building your argument. And
I feel like what I've learned through school is, I feel like everyone should learn through school, but, like, people take it in a different way. Like, honestly, like, for what we've been doing as of, like, lately, because, like, for the program I go to, it's like math, science, literature, and writing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why there's no history. Anywho, it's like math. Like we're doing trigonometry. I understand it like that, and it's like, okay, some people may not understand that,
Nope.
but like, the fact is like, if you just look at something, or if you have a teacher explain it to you, trust me, I've had to be there once or twice.
That's like yeah.
I had to be there once or twice.
Find out, bro.
Yeah, no, I got yelled at. I got grounded for the last quarter of the year.
Hey, we make
Not fun.
choices.
Not
we make
fun,
choices.
not
We
fun.
make mistakes.
But anywho, so it's like, I feel like going into something that you understand that you're building off of, it's gonna fly by easily. But more things like literature or writing, I don't really like literature. I like literature. I like reading mangas and stuff. That's my thing. I read. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't necessarily read like historical books. Back in the day, John Adam. You know what I mean? Like whatever, like some random nonsense about way back when. You know what I mean? It's like the facts of the matters. I like.
See, that's the stuff I like. See, and I'm bad. I'm really bad at math. Math can go kick rocks. So,
Yeah.
but it's just it's just people.
Exactly.
But continue. Sorry.
And it's okay. But it's like, the fact is, like, yeah, I may not like reading, I may not like writing, but it's the fact of the matter is that I can push myself to do it. Do you really think...
Why is that? Why is that?
Why is that? Well, first of all, it's for multiple reasons. It's because, like, if I'm writing, like, a letter, because, like, our teachers make us write letters sometimes, you know what I mean, for a project, assignment, whatever. Same thing with Spanish. I had to do Spanish. Didn't like Spanish. I still passed with a B, though. You know what I mean? Like, Spanish was one of those things, like, okay, yeah, I understand this, don't really like it, you know what I mean? Because I feel like the way at least my school would teach Spanish to me, it was in the form of, like, literature and writing, which, like, I don't ever use Spanish. I've totally forgotten it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't say obvious things like counting, like,
Yeah.
sometimes, you know what I mean?
Right.
Very rarely do you ever use that. And more or less, it's the fact that, like, I feel like the way that things are taught to you is the way that you interpret other things. So, kind of like how with math. Like, I'm really good with math. I understand it quickly. I feel like I can take what I use to learn math to learn writing and literature, reading,
I get what you're saying.
and history. Well, history I'm also good at, but besides the point.
Oh, I thought you were still going. My bad. No, the reason I asked why was one, I want to obviously hear your answer. Two, like my brain went to see if you would say something, not for you to just always agree with me, but in the sense of, yeah, I don't like writing, but I know I need to. The reason why I take it is because I know I need it to survive. The basic stuff. Again, I had this conversation with Janaya, who was on the episode that's dropping tonight. I feel like for schooling, there needs to be, personally, a foundation of things that you just need to know, and then the extra stuff we can not push it to the side. But if you're really good at math, dude, let's get you to excel in math and get you in things in a career that you can flourish at and help yourself out, help society out. Because if I'm going to sit here and pound you with literature and history and stuff that you're not interested in, it's not going to benefit you. We're going to waste your time. Again, there should be some basics that you should know.
True.
You should know maybe who the first president is, some common knowledge type of things.
College knowledge.
But, again, we're not expecting you to be a historian. And I feel sometimes using that as an example, schools expect you to be a historian. It's like, no, I really like math. I want to do engineering. That's where I thrive.
Why am I taking English class when I'm going to school to be an electrician? It's a waste of time and money and resources. Bro.
Right. Teach me math. Teach me angles. Teach me.
Yeah.
You know, all the thing. I'm no electrician. I'm
But,
making
like,
stuff up. But teach me the things that I'm gonna need surrounding that. Teach me how to, even business stuff. Teach me business so that if I want to run my own business as an electrician, I can do that.
Right.
You know, that those kind of things, like narrow it down to help me again better myself and better society, and stop wasting people's time.
And like this is kind of ironic, but so I literally had to write something about homework, right? And like the fact of the matter is, people say like, "Oh, I don't like homework. Homework's stupid. I
hear that
shouldn't do
every
it."
day.
But the way I've like interpreted it is like, yeah, you may not like homework, but it's actually like proven that if you get less homework, you are worse off than someone who gets more homework. And the fact is that like,
Excuse me.
it doesn't only matter about the person you are. It can also matter like your class, because more or less in what is it? It's some people say, or studies say, that kids with lower income families have less materials to use, so it's harder for them than people who have higher income families. But yet people don't take the time and effort to look and see what is available to them. Like, I'm pretty sure I did this seventh grade. I did 7th grade. All right, 2 years ago. All right, sorry, 6th grade. 2 years ago. But I had to do this thing about like a volunteer thing or a charity thing. I did H4, which is mainly it's like for schooling stuff, but like helps you more and stuff with like academic stuff, and it's like shows that like if you just look in the world around you, you can find people to help you. Which I know from personal experience. It's that I went from a person who didn't want to ask for help. I didn't like to. You know what I mean? And the fact that, like, I don't want to be told what to do. No one wants to be told what to do. And, like, the way that my school was, is if you asked, they would probably pretty much tell you, all right, this is how you do this, this, and this. I'm like, I don't do that. Did I ever start? And the one thing I'm going to say is that I didn't. I know he won't like to hear this, but he's going to have to. But when I was taking history test, I never studied a single time for those. I got 90s, 100s, 80s occasionally. But it's the fact is that you don't always have to do something the way that people want you to do it to get it done.
Yeah, no, I get I totally get what you're saying in the sense of your method. If you're doing a task, your method and my method can be two different things, but we still get the same result.
Essentially.
I actually had a kid. He just graduated. Shout out to Ben. He's kind of similar to you. He didn't study, and then he's like, "Oh man, I got a test tomorrow. Probably not going to study." I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing?" Me, I'm like, I have to study for 20 hours and be lucky to get a C. Yes, yeah. And then he'll show up to the club and then he'll be like, "Yeah, so I got a 96." I'm like, "What?" Like, what are you talking about? And it'll be in classes like trig and like these just crazy math classes that just blow my mind away. And I'm like, I have no idea.
And speaking of that too, this past year didn't study for a single thing other than math test. I did study for that.
For the record, people,
we don't talk about
he
that.
did study for math.
We don't talk about my midterms and my finals. My finals I did good on. Midterms, not so good. Because the way algebra is in middle school, you still take like the midterms and finals. They just don't get put on your grade. So.
Yeah. I also don't like tests.
Tests are not fun. No. But I didn't study, this year I didn't study for, I didn't ever study for science. Didn't really have too many tests in social studies, but the way she taught it didn't have to. What else? Literature, not really any tests. It's more or less the, like, projects, writing, and then math. Study for that sometimes.
Math is math.
But the fact is that, like, I feel like that's also the way that you've been taught, going back to that, is if you've been taught in a way that you understand it, you shouldn't have to study. I feel like if you study, this is my opinion, you're not a nerd, you're not anything, because I know one of my friends, Charlie, he would study for every single thing. When I say this kid cared more about if he had a cat and he had to choose between his cat and getting straight A's, he would choose straight A's, not his cat. Not even joking with you.
Yeah.
He once called me, but texted me saying that he was upset because he got like a B or whatever. I'm like, it happens. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. And like, I've told him this like multiple times, that going into high school, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You cannot revolve your world around grades. Because, yes, it's a good thing to keep your grades up, but if you revolve your world around grades, where are your, like, experiences coming from? Nothing. They're coming from basic knowledge that you already have. And I feel like that's... And he also got mad, and so our teachers would, like, give us things, like, going into high school, they would recommend classes. I got all honors recommended to me. That doesn't really matter for what school I'm going to. But one of my friends, he didn't get recommended geometry class. He got angry about that, and he was saying that, oh, even if I don't get into it, I'm going to force my way into it. I'm like, you shouldn't do that to yourself, because who knows? You may absolutely bomb geometry. You know what I mean?
It may not be the thing for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's funny that he said, no, I texted him. He texted me. I didn't call him. Like, nowadays, it's we didn't text. We didn't call. We texted. Times are changing, man. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Yeah, I don't like tests. I think I don't like taking tests, and I don't like tests in general. In the way that schools present them, in the sense of, like I've said before, I think schools prepare you to how to take a test versus how to apply the information that you're learning in real life situations. Which, again, brings me back to my intent. Teach me the things that I'm going to use and apply in my life, or just the important things. Taxes, how to, the important things that you're going to need in life.
But schools don't do that. They're like, here, read this book about the Boston Tea Party, analyze it 27 times, take a test, do it again. And that's literally what I do. We spent, I think, like 2 months on the Boston Tea Party. I'm like, please just stop. Make it stop, please. See, at least with 5th grade social studies, it was like ancient Egypt and stuff like that. So it's actually interesting.
Yeah, like it.
Not you know what I mean? Which is like kind of cool and stuff. Like, I like learning that type of stuff, but not stuff like consistently. Like, what did I learn about this? Civil War. Do projects Civil War. 7 Days Battle. I can tell you a lot about 7 Days Battle. Can't really tell you much about anything else that happened. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, I don't know, as we're talking, these thoughts are just kind of roaming through. It's one of those things. Is that information even relevant to today? You know what I mean? Where,
I don't think that information would be relevant at all today.
Exactly.
We don't have civil. Well, at least at the moment.
Maybe if you want to go to school to be like someone who studies the Civil War.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Then it would
but go learn that. You can,
right.
You can go learn that. You can go take the time to go learn that if you're interested in it. Just like if you're interested in photography, you're going to go take the time to learn how to do that. I just think there's subjects and things and that, the civil rights movement might be important, but just because we're talking civil. Yeah. But like, Civil War, it's like, dude, we're a country. We're cool. Like that stuff is over with. If you want to go find that out, go find a Civil War book. But if they want to teach you that stuff, I don't think it should be like a grade requirement. Just let me learn. Just let me learn it. Give me the information, and I'll take it where I want to go. But don't force me to get a grade on it for something that I may not be interested in.
So.
Or common knowledge. Sorry.
So, sorry, it's okay. What you just said makes me angry. Because, yes, gym should be an extracurricular. But at West, West Memorial Central, I'm pretty sure, they have classes where you walk, and that's your physical ed class. And I'm like, phys ed, I'm like, why? Like, I understand that people may not like, oh, I don't want to run and get sweaty, but like, you did it already. You know what I mean? And like, people still complain about it. And it's like, wild. Like, if you go outside, right, and it's like hot out, yeah, you're gonna complain about it, but it makes it like when I like go outside like for gym class and stuff, it makes me feel like I'm not in school, which I feel like that's what gym class should do for you. Makes you feel like they're not in school and you're having fun playing X game, you know what I mean, or doing X thing.
Well, you need physical activity. Physical activity is important in just your everyday life, your cardiac health, just at minimum. Your cardiac health keeps your muscles healthy, even if it's a basic thing. I remember high school and stuff. We would play a sport every week.
Exactly.
We would do something every single week. It was like, all right, this week we're playing basketball. This week we're playing football. This week we're playing soccer. This week we got Project Adventure. This week we're gonna run long distance. That's what we're doing. It's like, all right.
But yeah, cool. Then as like what I like to call them gym Karens. That's what I like to call them.
It's like this guy.
I just like to call them that because they complain about something that shouldn't. Yeah, it's happening, but like. Like, you don't need to complain about it. If you're gonna say anything, say it to the teacher. Don't complain to me about it. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing what I like to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
Yeah, you're there. You're like, I actually want to do this. Don't.
Exactly. Don't ruin it for me.
I'm not the guy to talk to when it comes to that.
Yeah, I know. Or the one thing I do like is when you get mad at people, and you're the goalie. So much fun. I've sent a kid head over heels. I've shoved the kid to get the ball. I've done a lot of things. He has done worse than me though. In his time playing soccer.
Nope.
Nah, I feel like you definitely done worse than me.
No, not worse to you.
No, worse than me.
Oh, okay, well we ain't talking about me.
Yeah, this is you. This is the Cam.
I'm just saying.
This is the Cam episode. There is not a Cam and Crispy part of this added this time, minus the 2-minute cameo that he.
I'm just saying, total facts. He's done worse for me when it comes to being goalie and stuff. So, but it's like, the fact is, like, people are like, oh, well, or like when you're on the opposite side, people you don't like, or like they don't like you for some reason. I don't know. Like,
that's the best part. I play harder.
Exactly.
And I make you lose.
Exactly.
And then I throw it in your face that I beat you.
And then we're fighting after school at 3 o'clock.
Sounds
but no,
about right.
It's like, it's more of the fact that, like, when people, like, they don't like you, they try to do stuff to you to get you mad. But I feel like if you're in a position where you can pretty much do whatever and you're fine, such as goalie, you know what I mean? In soccer, it's goalie's ball, you know what I mean, when it comes to you. So it's the fact that, like, when people, like, try to stop you from doing these, like, things that, like, make you, like, all right, good, yay, I did something for myself. And then they try to, like, demote you by, like, saying, oh, well, you missed that one, or you missed that one, you know what I mean? Or you should not have done it, you should have done this. I'm like, don't tell me what is good and bad for me, you know what I mean? Because you don't know the person I am.
Yeah, well, people always will point out the one wrong thing that you did among the hundreds of others.
You can do a million good things. People are going to still point at that one bad thing that you did.
Yeah, they'll always count you out for the one thing you messed up on. And that's where, you know, I sometimes sympathize, especially with celebrities and stuff who, you know, they make a mistake or whatever, and then media tries to destroy them.
Yeah, for a mistake.
First of all, they're human. They're going to make mistakes. Yeah, they're a celebrity. They're in the media a lot more. But to blatantly go out to destroy somebody and ruin somebody's character over one mistake versus, you know, because they'll be like, oh, this advocate person who's donated to thousands of fundraisers and supported children in different countries and children in this country did something wrong.
They're the bad guy now.
It's like, dude,
It's like,
can we mess up like one time, like without it being like an issue?
that's
At a certain point, messing up stops. You can't. You just can't because
Yeah,
they'll cancel you over it, bro.
It's just crazy. It's like, dude, I did all these great things and I just like messed up one time. And you're just instantly canceled.
and I feel like that's why, like,
Within reason though. With
Yeah.
Obviously.
what that mistake is.
but like I also like that's why like I kind of don't want to ever be like someone who's like well known. It's because if you say one wrong thing that the media does not agree with, or if you do one thing that people don't agree with, or you even make a mistake, they flame you for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's my opinion. You should be able to move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why, other than the podcast, dude, I stay quiet, man. I stay quiet on social media. I stay quiet talking to people. You know, I don't really go out that often just because of schedules and stuff like that, which, I mean, I do want to try to get out a little bit more. But for the most part, it's specifically for that. I don't need my stuff out there. I don't want to get involved with stuff that I don't need to. Just because you cross the wrong bridge and you end up in a territory that you just don't want to be in a situation that you don't want to be in. And you're just like, nah, I'm kind of stuck here now, and I don't really want to be here. So I just keep quiet. I just try to avoid all that. You know, like I said, let me make the same that I'm doing right now, and I'll be cool. I don't need. I mean, again, it'd be nice, billboards and everything else, but
like,
use that for promo, not to be like, hey, look at me.
exactly. And like the fact that like people cancel anyone over anything.
It's like they tried to cancel you.
Okay. But as an example, right? So, a while back ago, they tried to cancel Mr. B's for tipping a car to a restaurant worker, and I'm like,
Canceled?
what?
Canceled? Oh, I didn't hear this, but all right.
They tried to.
So they tried to cancel someone for trying
giving a
to
car to
give
someone.
someone a car
Yes.
for
Not even
services rendered at a restaurant.
Yes, restaurant. At least to
As
my
someone who
knowledge.
has the capability to do so. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Because-
and it's
sorry.
like, man, like this guy, he's cleaning up 30 million pounds of like waste from water and stuff, and it's like wild, like that you would even try to do something to him. You know what I mean? For being generous.
Yeah.
But anywho, otherwise not talking about being canceled on social media. But it's like, speaking about social media, I don't feel like anyone under the age of 18 should have social media, other than YouTube. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty
and
sure there's
occasional with people, like with parents' agreement, Instagram or Snapchat. That's personally what I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that just because if you...
I'm doing research. I'm not looking at my phone. Well, I'm looking on my phone, but I'm not doing
Yeah,
research.
I know what you mean. But I feel like, in general, even though it may say, oh yeah, 13, 16 is a good age, it's realistically not. Because the way that kids' brains work, it's the relationship between the poster, the text, and the viewer are very complicated and too specific for each individual person to understand fully. Therefore, I feel like no one under the age of 18, as again, should have social media other than with parents' agreement, Snapchat, and Instagram. And not even Instagram. Instagram's pushing it. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things that, like, yeah, all your friends may have it, but all my friends have it. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't need that. Why would I need another app to communicate with people on when
I can just text you.
Yeah, you can just text me. DM me on Discord. You know what I mean? Like, there's like so many different ways to actually communicate people than with these social media apps, and that they draw you in by showing you random things. You know what I mean? Or like, it'll help you be entertained. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What are you looking for in these platforms? Like when I got social media, it was, and granted, I mean, it could kind of fall under the same aspect as what you're saying, but it was to stay in touch with family because they could post pictures, you know, birthdays, whatever, and I could see it.
Yeah.
And then Instagram was more so, you know, and then eventually it just became a marketing tool for me versus TikTok is kind of a little bit of entertainment for me, which, you know, I'm trying to control. But for the most part, it was just a marketing tool to use for, you know, music, now the podcast, now clothing brand, etc. You know, it was never really just like, hey, like I want to see. It's like, what are you specifically looking for in engaging in these things? And I just looked it up. The age recommendation is 12 plus,
which I do not agree
which is
with
a wild number because 12 is what?
Barely a teenager.
3rd, 4th grade, 5th grade. 14 is freshman in high school, average.
Yeah.
So
13,
probably about like
8,
5th, 6th grade. Around there. 5th to 7th grade. Let's call it that. People stay back, you never know.
7th graders. Yeah, yes and no.
Yeah. But, so anywho, so speaking about social media stuff, I have a friend, I'm pretty sure the week before we went to like start doing my program for school, she had like 50 hours in TikTok. And I'm like, a week, for the week, 50 hours. I'm like, first of all, how? Second of all, are you okay? And third of all, that's like, and like the things that you see, you don't think of unless it like deeply means something to you. Or like, at least with YouTube, when I'm like watching it, or if I'm just scrolling like whatever on YouTube Shorts, if I come across a video that's actually educational and teaches me something, it's better because TikTok is feeding you, I don't know what, you know what I mean, random things, brain rot. I hope no one has to do with brain rot in their school. It's gonna happen, I hope that people don't have to. And speaking about that, it's like, and going back to like the thing where like when you blow up for like no reason, it's like, what was I gonna say? So I've actually seen this thing, right? So this guy, he predicts that these terms that kids use, that I'm not gonna say because I don't want to sound stupid. These brain rot terms. There we go. And he's like literature stuff. He's good with vocabulary, literature, and stuff like that. He predicts that they won't stick around. And the reason why is same thing back in 2016. Those terms are cringy, corny, whatever you want to call them. And they're not used as much as they were back then.
Yeah, it keeps changing.
Exactly. So the same trend is going to probably happen to these words. And people will be not necessarily saved because these videos online will still be available to those people. And I feel like anyone under the age of 5, anyone under the age of 5 should have a tablet. Not even.
You think they should or they shouldn't?
They shouldn't.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that, example, my brother, kid's what, 5 years old now? He's going on 6. Whatever, I don't even know. But when he was like 3-4 years old, he had a tablet. I'm like, I don't really agree with this. First of all, my mother caught him watching non-child friendly videos. God knows what that could mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Danny, I've seen it. Time. Second of all, this kid spent $45 on mobile games on his tablet. Right? It's kind of funny, but it's kind of not funny. All right. Mom got her money back. She reset the thing so he couldn't buy anything. The kid managed to guess the password and buy stuff.
Yeah, I believe it.
And I'm like, why would you go through this just to struggle? Another example. So this kid, right? This kid's 4 years old. He gets his mom's phone. He orders like 75 like hamburgers from McDonald's.
He was hungry.
And it was cheeseburgers, and apparently he doesn't even like cheeseburgers. And it's like, the fact is that why waste money?
It's like, yo, what the?
Like, why give like little kids things that they can potentially make you or harm you? Excuse me.
Thanks for that.
Not,
That's your clip, bro.
not,
Like
not,
father, like son.
not like not like emotionally or physically hurt them. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
financially ish. Because like, say if a parent doesn't have the $75, they need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had a friend that her son has done that. He's bought like he spent like $200 on like a online PlayStation thing. She was just like, bro.
Guy at work, his son spent $1,300 on Fortnite.
Yo, that's wild to me. Yo, the two things
crazy.
to touch on what you said, and then what you just said. Because the teens that used to come to the youth center, they said, I buy all these skins. I said, you spent all this money for skins for Fortnite, but it's like it's not tangible.
No.
You can never hold this.
No.
You can never receive it. Like, what's the point of getting a skin that you can't just so you can look good on an online game?
Can I say something? Because I was there once. We were all there once. Well, probably not you guys. You guys are old boomers.
I never played Fortnite.
Exactly. So,
Never.
anywho. But the fact
I played a real game, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty's better anyways. But anywho. But people see... there's actually a thing for this. I forget what it's called. But it's like an actual thing. So, what they'll do... This works for mobile games, okay? They say, oh, this game's free. There's always a catch to something being free.
Always.
You know what I mean? And what these people don't realize... Okay, so my friend, there's a game called Valorant. It's a first-person shooter.
I think I've heard of it.
It's like really competitive and stuff. You can drop $100 and get two things. Worse than Fortnite. This is way worse than Fortnite, okay? Fortnite, you can drop $50, get like 10, 20 things. Depending on how you spend what you had.
Right.
So my friend, I think he spent over, I want to say, like $2,000 on this one game.
For
And I'm like,
what?
first, and he got paid for like allowance and stuff. So, which I'm like, I don't even get it. But I don't complain about it. You know what I mean? Because if your parents ask you to do something, or that's the way I've been brought up. If your parent asks you to do like a reasonable task, like taking out the trash, doing the dishes,
You do it.
Man, yes, actually, there's no argument. If you try to argue it, well, oh well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do it.
I mean, if you're investing that much money, I would make sure that I'm getting a return on it.
Exactly.
If you're a legit gamer and you're going to tournaments and that investment helps advance whatever it is that you're doing within that game, cool. Because like I seen people, dude, I'm gonna kill the ASMR on this one. This dude, I've seen a few guys, their girlfriends, their spouses, their wives or whatever, like would delete their NBA 2K account.
I'd leave a bitch, bro.
And he was like, yo, where's my career mode? Where's my career mode? She's like, I deleted it. You spent too much time on it. No, seriously, where's my career mode? He's like, I have so much money invested in this, and you just deleted my entire career. Like they invested in it, and like he was like, they were like creating income off of it.
Right.
He's like, this is paying for this house. Like, where's my career mode? And she's like, I deleted it.
I'd leave her.
He's like, you played
I'd leave
too
her,
much.
Bro. Flat out. At that point,
All of them were
I'm
just
making money off of it. Okay?
yeah.
So it's not like I'm just ignoring you, hon.
Right.
I'm working. I'm making money. I'm working.
Yeah, I know it's video games, but
I'm working.
to be able to earn
I
a
would
profit
leave
off of
bitch,
that.
bro. I would leave her in a heartbeat.
Well, no. See what I would do. All right. For two options. You will give me all that money back that you just deleted and got rid of, or out. You know what I mean? One of the two. And it's not my problem no more. You deleted what was funding us to live stably. You know what I mean?
It's hard to get those things back. When you build those things up,
Exactly.
it's very hard to get
And
back.
plus
So it
things
isn't
that
just
you can't get no more.
Yeah, it isn't just a thing. Oh, like I can just go replace it.
No, you can't.
No, you know how many hours probably went into something like that now is completely gone, and you have to rebuild it. And probably if you were to recreate an account, they're not gonna be like, yeah, we know you. Like, you can just come right back in. No, you got to build that whole thing right back up again. And it's crazy. But yeah, so to my point, I mean, if you're making money off of it, yeah, like invest in it. It's like we invest in everything else that's around us, as we're sitting here. But if you're, well, we're trying to. Let's call a spade here. But if you're not, with the goal of trying to earn a profit and be, successful in your own way, I don't see the point of like certain things. Like I played Call of Duty for years, and I've never purchased anything. The only things I purchased were the free stuff that they were like, hey, it's free for once. And I was like, yes, I'll take that. Yeah. But I don't, I'd rather invest in tangible things that I can utilize.
I feel like the newer Call of Duties, like, trick you into buying things. Because it's literally pay to win. I bought something, this a while ago. But it's like, it gives me an advantage to it. And the reason why...
I believe that.
I've spent like, the maximum I probably spent on Call of Duty, other than even buying the game, which my dad got it for me. So I didn't buy the game myself physically. I probably spent maximum $50 of add-on stuff. That's probably wrong. You know what I mean? Or if it's like stuff because like I didn't realize I had, you know what I mean? Like randomly, like I was looking at Target, I randomly had $20. Sure, yeah, I'll buy something for God for this. You know what I mean? And the fact is that the older games like were actually like a lot better with it, and like, because if you paid $5 for something, you got 3 maps, a zombies map. You know what I mean? And occasionally, like, a special map. You know what I mean?
You got an expansion of it.
Exactly.
Which
is really good. And it's not like $50. It's $5.10.
Yeah. Whereas the guns, it's like, I can still do the same thing with the stock guns that are there, and ammunition and whatever, as you could. You're just getting an extra option. Whereas, like, the maps, it's like, those are exclusive type of deals. I don't know. I mean, tomato, I guess. People could probably argue the same way, but it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I would rather invest in something that
It's
for
actually
me is
something.
it's going to produce something in the long run than just.
Or like when, like back to the thing, if like, what is it? If someone, cause like I play this like competitive racing game. It's called Trackmania. It's like, it's super competitive, but if someone were to delete that, first of all, I put $20 into it. The game's free, I put $20 into it, so I can actually play competitively, in quotes. But if someone were to get rid of that, I've made, like, decent progress, I think, on one of them. Like, I know in New Hampshire, I hold, like, multiple I'm not sure, because people can be from wherever. The only thing I know is that not many people are in New Hampshire. So if someone were to delete my account, those records on tracks I would have in the state of New Hampshire would be gone.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? And it's like, why? You know what I mean? Because, like, it's really hard. When I'm talking about you shave off milliseconds and you can have the world record, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
And it's like hundreds of millisecond count in this game. So it's like, or if like, because like all the author medals, all like the medals I have and tracks, all like the completion stuff, all my skins which are free, because you can just download them. Done.
Yeah.
All the tracks I made, every single thing, you know what I mean? Every single thing I personally made was gone like that. And it's like, and like when you're making tracks and stuff, you have to like set times. So if you're on a track that takes you 4 hours to spend and make that, if someone even shuts off whatever you're using before you can finish, you have to restart all over. It doesn't save.
Yeah, it's not an auto save.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like, or if you put like 10,000 hours into a game, someone deletes that game or deletes your account for that game, it's like, why? You know what I mean? I put so much time and effort into dedicating myself to this.
Yeah, but it's understanding what. I mean, yeah. It's understanding too. I mean, it depends what you're putting your time into. Is it something
That's
worth getting upset about if you do lose it? You know, and you know, if that's the case, you know, that's something that you know you value the most. So it kind of shows where your values are when it comes to certain things. You know, if you're really like if I break this laptop, like I'll be upset because it's like part of my livelihood. It's what I use for merch, for obviously the pod, for you know a couple things. But like if my PS4 breaks, okay,
And
you know it sucks, but it's one of those things. It's like sometimes you know it's just showing what we value in life, you know. So if you lose it and you're super butthurt about it, you know, and taking what I'm trying to say is like taking a step back and looking at it and be like, is this really worth something that I need to like get butthurt over?
Yeah.
Or is it something that it's like, all right, yeah, man, it sucks, but hey, I can still move forward and keep going.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Which I feel like people like usually like they don't take that into consideration. They're like, oh, I lost this, I'm so angry, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not the way you should look at things. If you lose something and it truly has like value to you, yeah, be angry about it. But if it's like something small, like I don't know, say you get a hole in your sock, I don't know, yeah, you're mad about it.
Yeah.
But if you consistently say mad, oh, I got a hole in my sock, I'm angry, it's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna make the sock magically sew back.
Yeah,
you know
I was
what
thinking
mean?
the same thing. Yeah, it's not going to sew your sock back together any quicker.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was telling one of the kids today too. They left something outside. I'm like, well, there's nothing I can really do right now. I said, so there's like no reason in being upset. I said, I understand that you're upset. I acknowledge that you're upset, but I'm just trying to tell you, you crying right now, you being upset, does not solve the problem.
Exactly.
Of what
you forgot.
What you left, what you forgot. Again, that's not to not acknowledge your emotions.
Yeah, it's just saying
you have the right to feel that. Like we said before, you can be there, just don't stay there.
Exactly.
Be mad about it. Process it. Get over it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do not stay angry because it leads to other things. As an example, it'll lead to other things, and it's probably not going to be good things. So,
but like,
be slow to anger.
But yeah, no, but feel like surely means something to me, like to you, to me, whatever, anyone. But like as I was going back to before, like those records I have, if someone were to like take them away from me, unlike act like competitively, if someone were to take away from me, good for you, you did good. But if someone were to take them away forcefully, even though I was holding that for myself, that to me would be reasonable. You know what I mean? Because you work hard for the things that you try to earn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even if like a top 100, still, but that's like really good. And from the game that is in, that's really good. But like, if people forcefully take something away from you, I feel like it's worse than if someone someone takes it away from you in a fair way. If that makes sense.
It does and it doesn't. Truthfully, it depends what it is.
Exactly.
It depends what it is. If somebody forcefully takes that jacket from me, maybe they need the jacket more than I do.
Exactly.
But again, it comes down to like what I said, like how you value certain things.
Exactly.
Whereas again, if you know somebody takes $1 million from me, if I have $1 million, I probably have a little bit more around. So I say that to say, if I get super, obviously I'm going to be upset. There's no, but if I'm going to hold that grudge forever, it kind of shows that I value money more than people. Again, it's kind of the same scenario. Maybe that person needs it more than I do. I may not understand it. Granted, again, I'll still be pretty pissed. But is it worth
being mad at both
crying over at the end of the day?
Yeah.
And again, and
it does suck.
It's a gray area of things, but it's like, again, the moral of that story is just like how you value certain things. If somebody takes a record, you know, is that the most important thing in the world? Like,
no.
I would be grateful to, again, I'm not like trying to knock this down.
Trust me, I know.
You know, it's like I would rather you take my $1 million and I'm still breathing and cool and and alive. It's kind of looking at the brighter side of things. Again, it's hard sometimes in the moment. I'm not ignoring that.
Yeah.
But, you know, where is your value? Oh, I value that money more than me trying to fight somebody for that money to keep it where they may harm me, or do I just let them have it and I can maybe try to get that $1,000,000 back? I could try to get that record back. I could try to.
I understand. But, alright, so anywho, what was I going to say?
I don't know. What were you going to say?
I was going to say
Spotlight's
something.
on you.
Oh, God.
Pressure's on.
I'm just going to say this now. So, in writing class, back to school time. Yay!
School starts in 2 weeks. Get ready. 3 weeks for you.
Yeah, 3.5.
It's like, don't remind me.
Exactly. Well, I don't. Tomorrow I have stuff, but for school. But anywho,
Literature.
no, not literature.
Well, I'm saying that's what you're going.
Oh
to
yes,
talk
writing and literature. Yes. There you go. But it's like.
It's like click, done, and that's the. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say this genuinely. I don't care what anyone says. I put ketchup. We have to argue this, okay? I put ketchup on mac and cheese with my.
What does this have to do with literature?
No. I'm saying because we have to like debate about this and stuff. And one of the things, if what ketchup should not be put on. Okay, so we argued this. I say I put ketchup on my eggs. I put ketchup on mac and cheese.
I've done both.
Exactly. But it's like one of those things that people argue about. They haven't tried it. You know what I mean? Just like I say I put pineapples on my pizza sometimes.
Fair.
You know what I mean? I like it. You may not. Well, or people who don't try things like that say.
I think we're like, are we like?
Pineapple does go on pizza.
Exactly. He agrees with me. It is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is good. Would I eat it all the time? No.
Yeah.
You know, every now and then it's good.
I think we had the argument. I think we're 50-50 on the pod for who likes ketchup and who doesn't. Yeah. Kayla absolutely despises it. Shout out to Kayla.
I use it as a condiment, but I fucking hate it. I hate the smell of it. I hate the taste of it. I just hate it, dude.
I hate
I'll
tomatoes.
put it on my hamburgers and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I put it on hamburgers. I've done the mac and cheese. I've done the eggs. I mean your standard stuff: hot dogs, hamburgers.
Yeah, it's
actually not much.
It's like I put on my cereal, or do I?
Yeah, I hope not.
Not that I know of, at least.
I think that's actually probably the extent of my ketchup usage.
Yeah, exactly.
Burgers, hot dogs,
you know what I mean? Shit like that.
Eggs,
fries.
mac and cheese, fries. Fries.
Chicken tendies.
I try to go for the sauces.
Yeah, so am I.
If I can, but I mean, yeah.
The only thing I don't understand how people eat
If it's not
relish.
available. Is what?
Just relish. I
don't rock with the relish.
No. But no.
Mustard I'll rock with.
Or like when like people like
Tintillating conversations on the Ram My Wednesdays podcast.
Or like when people like don't eat things such as like my brother he will fight you to death. He would not eat a hot dog with a bun on, which makes sense. I'm like, but it's like one of those things that, like, in my perspective, it's stupid. Just eat the hot dog bun with it. You know what I mean? But like other people may not.
Do you like bread?
Yeah, he likes bread. The kid eats French toast. Like, if you fed him that every single day, he wouldn't mind.
It's like the same. It's like the same thing.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Maybe you should toast. Maybe you should toast the bun. The hot dog.
I
bun.
don't think he would like that very much. Anywho,
It's just like toast, is it not?
I could probably get it to eat him. It's because his mother's asking him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guarantee
fair.
if I put a hot dog in that bun and gave it to the kid, he'd fucking eat it, bro. He
Oh,
wouldn't shit.
so funny thing. So what is it? My brother, right? He went through this with that he would only eat things from McDonald's. Not
I
even
know a
joking.
kid like that too.
And we had to get an air fryer at my mom's house, right? We had to tell the kid it was McDonald's French fries for him to even eat them. And I'm like,
Hey, if it works, get some to eat, I guess.
kid, something.
Air fryers are probably better than McDonald's fries, anyways.
Probably
But-
better, like 10 times better for you. Do you know what else this kid does? He puts more salt on salted foods.
Yeah.
This kid will grab the salt, shakes him out, put it away. 5 minutes later, my mom's not looking, does it again. Puts it back, does it again. I'm like, but you can't, no, but, and I'm telling him, I say, Anthony, no, you can't do that. And he looks at me, and he still does it. I'm like,
Kids will be kids. What are you going to do?
but anywho, back to, like, putting things on other things. Like,
Where's this going?
I don't know. It's going to really good topics. I don't know. Is cereal a soup or no? Is cereal a soup?
No, because it's not hot.
Yeah, don't.
But
You can't say that because certain cultures do they have like cold soup. Spain has like cold soup. But anyways, no, it's not. It's a fucking breakfast item, dude.
but
not.
but if you
I don't-
think about it, if you
No,
put the milk
it's
in
not.
first and then the cereal,
Well, you're just a psychopath if you put the milk in first.
In that bowl first.
You're
Put the cereal in so you know
insane.
the proper amount of milk to put in for your cereal.
Yeah.
true.
All right.
I'm just saying psychopaths
Okay.
who do that.
No, it's still.
Oh, Cameron, so
It's
I
like-
don't know why you were trying to bring it up like it is.
Just saying. I'm just saying people do that. People are
Punch it through the
weird.
camera.
That's like saying a hot dog's vegan, bro. No, it's fucking not. It has pork in it. You know what I mean?
Oh, speaking about vegan,
No,
they make
no,
vegan
no.
shoes.
On that note,
Definitely not, dude.
Definitely not.
before we wrap, you looking forward to high school? Before we wrap, looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Excited?
I'm excited. I mean, like, I'm kind of happy that the class size are only 15 people. Less
That's a
people
good
that I
class,
have to deal with.
I mean, it's better learning.
True.
I think smaller classes are better learning. You get
Yeah.
more attention from the teacher to be able to ask questions. And
One of my friends, he's going to Dairyfield, which, God, it's expensive.
yeah, I've done the lecture hall thing. It's very hard to speak to your professor unless you have that professor that will still engage with you, or at least give you their email so you can reach out and be like, hey, I need some help. But other than that, it's very challenging. I did not do very well in my lecture hall classes versus my smaller classes. College specifically. High school, I didn't have too many people in my classes. It's kind of that same 15 range-ish type of deal. But anywho, congratulations. Congratulations.
You're a little late, but
Congrats
thank
on graduation.
you. You're a little late, but thank you.
That's awesome, man. I'm happy for you.
Oh, so just gonna say one. Sorry to cut you off, but one thing, I got an award from like the president or whatever. I literally have a certificate, and it's signed by the. It was like some academic stuff, and it's signed by the president. It's for getting like I think an average of high honors all year, which wasn't.
Nice.
And I'm like, that's something, you know. What I mean?
yeah. It's a good thing to have. It's good things, especially when you start going off to college. Those are things that you can you can show them. And I mean, obviously, you're already kind of kicking 2 years out of the way.
Exactly.
Get it done. You know, it just looks good on your collegiate resume or your high school resume to go into college. But yeah, man, congrats, man. Look forward to seeing what you do. I know you got a good head on your shoulders and a good dad to coach you along the way.
Sometimes.
Keep listening to him, trust me.
I know.
Trust me. It may not always make sense right now, but it will.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming back. I know we were trying to finagle a couple things and schedules and stuff like that, and you had your trip, which was cool. DC's a good time.
That was a good time.
DC's a good time.
I have a lot of pictures from that.
Yeah.
The bus ride was miserable.
Well, yeah.
9 hours.
Yeah. I was supposed to go next week, but it's not happening. So, but anyways, again, appreciate you sharing the insight. I want to say shout out to our listeners. God bless as always. Shout out to Kayla and L.Y.F E who are not here. You are with us. We know you're with us. We appreciate you guys. But until next time, my name is Jay Faith. We got
Cam.
And we also got, as always, in the bike,
the goofy
Crispy doing this thing. And this is the Right Mind Wednesdays podcast. We'll catch y'all next time. What's up?